The Amazing Spider-Man, original script by James Vanderbilt, Alvin Sargent, and Steve Kloves, formatted by Superior Spider and Mr Ditkovich Apartment Building. A young Peter Parker sitting at the stairs, hands covering his face, playing a game of hide-and-seek with his dad.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ready or not, here I come.
Peter starts to explore the living room to find his dad, seeing a pair of shoes beneath a set of curtains. Peter heads towards the curtains, unravels, only to reveal a broomstick fall out of its standing position. The boy tries opening the door to the room closet, but comes out empty. Peter turns to see family portraits of his parents and himself, and his father's spare pair of glasses laying in front of them. Peter tries to put on the glasses and looks around his surroundings before removing them. He proceeds to his father's office, only to see the room in a messy state. Papers spread across the floor, the desk left untidy, and a small open crack in the glass door, as if someone was breaking and entering. Peter shouts for his father.
Hey, Dad? Dad!
Richard Parker quickly walks in, with a worried look on his face. In a state of rush, Richard carries Peter and places him down towards the doorway. Richard closes the door curtains and reaches beneath the last desk drawer and pulls out a folder marked 00. Mary Parker walks in and carries Peter out of the office. Richard quickly erases his research from the blackboard and walks out. Camera pans towards a spider suspended inside a bell jar on Richard's desk. A car speeds during a cold, rainy night, arriving at Ben and May Parker's home. Peter's in the living room, looking to see his parents, talking with his Aunt May and Uncle Ben in the kitchen. Aunt May notices Peter and gives a small smile.
You are to stay with your Aunt May and Uncle Ben for a little while.
Where are you going?
There is something your mom and I need to do.
I want to go with you.
Richard gives a pat on his bangs and kiss on Peter's forehead.
He'll only drink chocolate milk. And he doesn't like crust on his sandwiches, and he likes to sleep with a little light on at night.
Richard pulls his wife away.
Harry, we have to go.
Peter, scared, pulls Richard's arm, practically begging him to stay.
Dad.
Richard looks back at his son one last time.
Be good.
Richard and Mary departs and drives away, leaving Peter to stare at his reflection in the rain-spattered window, with Aunt May kneeling to comfort him. Screen fades out, fast-forwarding to a now senior Peter Parker who's placing a portrait of the Panther Debate Club on Midtown Science High's Wall of Champions. Suddenly, a basketball is thrown at the side of Peter's head. Sorry!
Morning, Flash.
Flash and his friends move along the hallway. Good morning, Parker! Flash jumps towards Peter, making him flinch before moving on, laughing in amusement. Peter proceeds to move along the school hallways until he's approached by a student girl.
Hey, it's Peter, right?
Peter nods his head.
I really like your photos.
Oh, thanks.
Listen, are you busy Friday night?
Peter shakes his head in response.
Cool, can we take pictures of my boyfriend's car? I just want to frame a good one for his birthday.
Peter, in a state of disbelief, replies,
That's nice of you. Well, that's nice fun. I'll take a look at the old schedule.
Okay.
Peter continues to proceed along the school hallway on a skateboard briefly until a teacher takes notice.
Parker?
Yes, sir?
You want to keep that skateboard?
Yeah?
Keep it off the ground. Wheels up.
Peter lifts the skateboard in the air.
Like that?
That's it.
Peter drops the skateboard, continuing to ride along the hallways, only to notice a couple kissing against the lockers, preventing Peter from opening his. Peter manages to reach for his book in his locker, but narrowly so before the couple closes it. Peter proceeds to the outdoor grounds till he sees Gwen and Stacy sitting on the bleachers, reading. Peter takes one photo of Gwen before hearing a commotion grows suddenly louder nearby. Flash carries a kid named Gordon, pressing his face against his lunch with the crowd chanting, "Eat your vegetables, Gordon, come on!" Peter approaches from the crowd. "Hey, Parker, come on, get a picture of this, come on."
I'm not gonna take a picture of this. Put him down, man. Don't eat it. Don't eat it.
Take a picture, Parker.
Put him down, Flash.
Take a picture.
Put him down, UNG.
The other students laugh. Flash drops the kid and suddenly punches Peter. "Get up! Come on! Come on!" Flash kicks Peter in the stomach and Peter doubles up in pain.
I'm still not taking the picture.
"Stay down, Parker." Flash turns to the crowd of students and starts shouting, "Who wants one more? Huh? Huh?" Gwen walks over and calmly intervenes.
Flash, are we still on for after school today? My house, 3:30? I hope you've been doing your homework. Last time I was very disappointed in you.
Okay, listen.
No, Flash. How about we go to class, How about it?
Whatever. The school bell rings. Flash turns and walks off. Gwen gives Peter a look before walking off. Peter finds his camera, which is broken. Later in class, after the Flash bullying incident.
That was great. I thought that was great what you did back there. It was stupid, but it was great. You should probably go to the nurse. You might have a concussion. What's your name?
You don't know my name?
I know your name. I just want to know if you know your name.
Peter Parker. Peter Parker.
Okay, good.
She smiles and turns her face from Peter. Peter gives a longing look.
I'd still go to the nurse, though.
You're Gwen, right?
Gwen Stacy.
Later at the Parker residence.
I'm making spaghetti meatballs tonight.
You serious? Spaghetti meatballs?
Since when don't you like spaghetti and meatballs?
May takes notice of a bruise on Peter's face.
Oh my god, what happened to your face?
Oh, I'm alright. I fell. Skating. It's alright.
Uncle Ben walks into the kitchen carrying a box containing his bowling trophies.
Don't you even think about leaving that filthy box in my kitchen.
For my bowling trophies.
Oh, well, then by all means, please leave that filthy box in my kitchen.
What are you?
He fell. Why you kids ride those things, I'll never know.
Stupid and dangerous. Remember we were stupid and dangerous?
No.
Trust me, we were.
Good to know.
Peter notices his uncle's rolled up trousers and bare feet.
Hey, where's the flood?
Hold me, I'll show you.
You serious?
Peter follows his uncle to the basement.
No, too much water for the condenser tray or the heat exchange tubing. It has to be the filling.
It's the only thing that makes sense. Then can you fix it?
No, not tonight. I'll go to the hardware store tomorrow.
Good deal. Meanwhile, put this on your face.
Ben gives Peter an ice pack.
How's the other guy look?
No.
I tell your Aunt May, I paid the poor kiddo to suffer her wrath.
Uncle Ben starts going back upstairs.
Before you come up, see if there's anything else worth saving.
Yeah.
As Peter looks around the basement, he notices a leather briefcase that belonged to his father. Flashbacks to that rainy night when his parents left. Peter takes the briefcase with him upstairs.
Doors don't fix appliances.
Oh, yes they do.
They fix pipes and they start pump things.
Well, if you ask them to.
A silence radiates around the Parker residences when Peter emerges with his father's briefcase in his hand.
Forgot all about that thing. It was your dad's.
Yeah.
It says to keep it safe for him.
Uncle Ben pulls a chair and sits down.
Saw it in a window on a leather shop over at 9th Avenue. A 19-year-old kid needs a briefcase, and guess who sold it to him?
I don't know.
Your mother. You met.
He asks you to keep this safe. Why? There's nothing in here. Have you looked in here? There's nothing here.
Your father was a very secretive man, Peter.
Yeah, I know.
Peter pulls out a news clipping of two scientists, one of which was his father.
Who's that? Do you know who this is?
Peter gives a newspaper clipping to his Uncle Ben for a good look.
It works for your dad, I guess.
Peter then offers it to Aunt May, who has no answer.
Just take this off the table, all right? And eat. Off and wash your hands now.
Peter nods.
Go on.
Peter takes it to his room. Examining the briefcase further, he finds a secret pocket that contains a folder of his father's equations. The main equation is marked with a symbol of 2 zeros crossed with a diagonal line.
What is this?
Peter reads from the notes in the file.
0 decay rate algorithm.
There's a knock on his bedroom door.
Yeah, one sec.
Peter quickly hides the briefcase and locks the door.
Come in.
Okay?
Yeah, what's up?
Uncle Ben notices Peter's wearing Richard Parker's glasses.
God, you look just like him. Can I come in?
Yeah.
Uncle Ben holds the finished Rubik's Cube from Peter's desk and sits on his bed.
Listen, I have much education. Oh, I stopped being able to help you with your homework when you were 10. What I say is, I know it's been rough for you. I know we don't talk much about them.
Yeah, it's alright.
It is not alright. I wish I could change it, but I can't. Honors. That's the name of the guy for years. They were close. But after that night, we never saw him again. He never even called. Not once. Go figure.
Uncle Ben notices a photo of Gwen that Peter has on his computer screen. As Uncle Ben places down the Rubik's Cube and is about to leave Peter's room.
Uncle Ben,
Ah,
you're a pretty great dad, alright?
Uncle Ben smiles. After Peter researches his father and Dr. Connors online, he finds that we're working on cross-species genetics at Oscorp. Scrolling further, he finds that there was an internship advertised, but unfortunately the enrollment is now closed. Regardless, Peter goes to Oscorp Tower the next day. We see an open view of Oscorp Tower. Peter stood inside the massive Oscorp Tower lobby strolling.
Excuse me?
Peter took notice and moves towards the reception desk.
Can I help you?
I don't know. I'm here to see Dr. Connors.
Right. You'll find yourself to the left.
Peter stands there, confused.
You are here for the internship, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so find your badge to the left.
Peter, understanding what the reception means, he turns his head, seeing the intern badges.
Oh.
Peter moves towards the desk where the badges reside, carefully choosing which ones to take.
Are you having trouble finding yourself?
No.
Peter grabs the closest badge he can take, one named Rodrigo Guevara.
Okay, Mr. Guevara.
Gracias.
De nada.
As Peter quickly makes his way over to the escalators, an intercom made a welcoming announcement.
Welcome to Oscorp. Born from the mind of our founder, Norman Osborn, the Oscorp Tower houses 108 floors of innovation. Our scientific minds are pushing the boundaries of defense, biomedical, and chemical technologies. The future lies within.
Peter arrives with the other interns, only to notice Gwen Stacy leading the tour.
Welcome to Oscorp. My name's Gwen Stacy. I'm a senior at Midtown Science. I'm also head intern to Dr. Connors, so I'll be with you for the duration of your visit. Where I go, you go. That's the basic rule. If you remember that, all will be fine, and if you forget that, then...
The intern whose badge Peter stole from shouts from the main lobby before being removed from the building.
Hey, listen to me. Tell them Rodrigo Guevara is down here. Please tell them Rodrigo Guevara is down here. My name is Rodrigo.
I guess I don't need to tell you what happens when you forget that, shall we?
Dr. Connors emerges and greets himself to the interns.
Good afternoon, Gwen.
Dr. Connors.
Welcome. My name is Dr. Curtis Connors, and yes, for those of you wondering, I am a South.
After he brandishes his missing hand, the interns laugh.
I am not a cripple. I am a scientist, the world's foremost authority on herpetology. That's reptiles, for those of you who don't know. But like Parkinson's patient who watches in on horror as her body slowly betrays her, the man with macular degeneration whose eye grows dimmer each day, I long to fix myself. I want to create a world without weakness. Anyone care to venture a guess just how?
One of the interns raises his hand.
Stem cells?
Promising, but the solution I'm thinking of is more radical.
The interns all look at each other.
No one.
Cross-species genetics.
Everyone turns and looking at Peter at the back of the group. Gwen looks at her list of intern names.
A person get Parkinson's when the brain cells that produce dopamine start to disappear. But the zebrafish has the ability to regenerate cells on command. If you can somehow give this ability to the woman you're talking about, that's that. She's curing herself.
What about the man losing his sight?
It might not matter.
I suspect he would disagree.
Not if you could replace his visual abilities with something superior. A bat sonar is so sophisticated that it doesn't need to see a tree to avoid it.
And you are?
He's one of Midtown Science's best and brightest.
Really?
He's second in his class.
Oh.
Second?
Yeah,
You sure about that?
pretty sure.
At that moment, Connor's phone rings and he excuses himself and leaves the interns with Gwen.
I'm afraid duty calls. I'll leave you in the more capable hands of Miss Stacy. Nice meeting you all.
After Connors leaves, Peter tries to sneak away, but Gwen stops him.
Hi. How you doing, Rodrigo?
Peter looks at his badge and realizes that she's referring to the name on it.
Yeah.
What are you doing here?
I work here. No, I don't work here. I was gonna say, I work here, but it seems like in fact you work here. So, I don't in fact work here.
Are you following me?
No, I'm not following you. No, I'm not. I had no idea you worked here.
Then why would you be here?
I just snuck in because I love science.
You love science.
I am passionate about it.
So you snuck in. I have to leave this tour group.
I know.
So I'm gonna ask you more about this later. Do not get me in trouble.
I promise you, I won't.
Stay with the group.
As Gwen heads off back to take the interns around the building, Peter tries to sneak off but bumps into Rajit Ratha, who drops a file that has the same 00 symbol that Peter saw in his father's file. Peter apologizes and hands the file back to Ratha before noticing the 00 symbol in the file. Ratha gives a weird look before moving on. Peter, struck by curiosity, follows Ratha's direction, leading him to a lab room with the 00 symbol. Ratha looks over his shoulders before inputting a code in a DNA-styled keypad to allow a few scientists to leave the premises. Peter peeks from the corner and after Ratha leaves, tries to enter the lab with the same code. Entering the lab, Peter sees a machine creating an intricate series of spider webs and being contained inside the cartridges. There's also a door that leads to what seems to be an elaborate spider nursery. Curious, Peter steps inside and attempts to pull one of the web lines. The machine stops rotating briefly before starting to gather up the lines connected to it, till a whole bunch of spiders start to fall on top of Peter. In a state of panic, Peter leaves the room. Meanwhile, with Ratha and Connors.
We received the results from the mRNA sequence. They were disappointing.
So they find disappointing.
I'm at a dead end. It's a decay rate algorithm. This is to be expected.
Expected. You said you were close.
We are close, but it's gonna take time.
He doesn't have time. Norman Osborn is dying, Dr. Connors. Save him, or we'll both lose our cats.
As Peter goes back to rejoin the intern group, Gwen notices that he's snuck off again.
Give me the badge. Give it to me.
Peter reluctantly takes the badge off and gives it to Gwen. As he does this, one of the spiders from the lab crawls on the back of Peter's coat collar.
Sorry.
As Gwen turns to leave, suddenly Peter's bit on the back of his neck by the spider. Peter leaves Oscorp and takes a ride on the subway. After he falls asleep, a thug decides to balance a beer bottle on Peter's forehead. When a drop of condensation lands on Peter's skin, he suddenly springs awake and lands on the subway car ceiling, hanging upside down. His grip loosens and he falls down, spilling beer on a girl.
Disgusting! Now I smell like beer.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that.
Peter tries to apologize to her. His hand sticks to her shirt.
Get your hand off her!
I'm trying to get my hand.
The thug gets angry and pushes Peter, which tears his girlfriend's shirt right off.
Are you kidding?
I'm sorry.
Are you freaking kidding me?
The thug gets angry and tries to attack Peter, but incredible reflexes kick in and he moves so quickly that the thug falls and hurts himself.
I'm sorry. Oh man, are you alright?
Peter senses the other thugs moving to attack him and he quickly lifts his legs and knocks him out. After the subway incident, Peter runs home and sees his aunt and uncle are waiting up for him.
Hey, I'm sorry. I'm late.
We were so worried.
I know. I'm sorry. What?
Suddenly, Peter sees a fly and quickly captures it with his hand.
That's a fly, Peter.
Peter looks at the fly, then lets it go.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. I kept you guys up. I'm insensitive. I'm irresponsible. And I'm hungry.
Peter goes in the kitchen and takes out a plate of food from the fridge and starts eating.
Is he okay?
I don't think so.
This is your meatloaf? This meets all other meatloaves.
Something is very wrong.
Yeah, boy likes your meat.
Uncle Ben and May stare in shock as Peter empties the fridge and heads to his room. May catches one of the items as it falls from his arm.
He took the frozen macaroni and cheese.
Notice that.
You tell me you didn't like my meatloaf.
You
You could have said that to me 37 years ago. How many meatloaves have I made for you?
Back in his room, Peter is sweating and touches the spider bite at the back of his neck. He pulls away a thread of silk from which the spider is still clinging onto. The next morning, Peter wakes up and not realizing his own strength breaks his alarm clock in his bathroom sink as he tries to brush his teeth. As he heads back to his room, he starts hearing the spider that's crawling on his window as his senses become intensified. Scared about what's happening to him, he starts to look up spider bites online when suddenly the keypad sticks to his fingers. Peter hangs on the ledge of his home, looking over his father's files and his copy of Dr. Connor's Spice of Life book. Ben heads outside for work until he notices Peter on the roof.
What are you doing up there?
Homework.
Careful.
Sure.
Peter goes to visit Connors at his home. Dr. Connors approaches the door.
Dr. Connors, you don't remember me.
You're the intern from the other day.
Yeah, that's right.
Look, I'm sure you're a very nice young man, but this is a home. I'd ask you to make an appointment in my office.
As Connors is about to shut the door,
I'm RichardParker's son.
Peter.
Connors pours coffee for them.
I'm afraid I can't help you much, Peter. I don't know why they left or where they were going.
Connors accidentally knocks down one of the coffee cups, which Peter quickly catches.
Good reflexes.
Thank you.
Peter passes Connors' coffee up to him.
Thank you.
I read your book.
Oh.
Yeah, it's something. So, do you really think it's possible, cross-species genetics?
Yes, of course. But for years, your father and I were mocked in our theories. Not just in the community at large, but Oscorp as well. They called us mad scientists, and then your father bred the spider, and everything changed. The results were beyond encouraging. They were spectacular. We were gonna change the lives of millions, including my own. Then it was over. He was gone, took his own researcher with him. And then I knew without him, I was angry. So I stayed away from family. For that, I am truly sorry.
Say it worked. Say you got it to work. Like, how much would the foreign species take over? What could the side effects be?
Well, it's hard to say considering no subjects survived. The problem was always...
Decay rate algorithm?
Right.
Right.
Peter points to a pencil and paper.
Can I,
Of course.
Peter sits and writes out the algorithm from his father's notes and passes it to Connors.
Extraordinary. How did you come up with this?
Peter points to his head and smiles.
Peter, how would you feel about coming to see me at the tower one day after school?
Yeah.
Later, at Midtown Science High, you see Flash Thompson at the basketball court knocking the ball out of the player's hand. Rejected! The ball hits a girl painter's bucket, splashing on the sign she's painting on.
You did that on purpose, Flash.
No, but I should've. Better watch your back. Peter approaches the paint girl and helps put up the bucket. Flash knocks the ball out of the player's hand again, but Peter catches it backhanded this time. Give it up, Parker!
1 second.
Peter hands his camera and moves towards Flash.
Why not you just take it from me?
Come on, Flash, take it from him.
Come on, take it.
The crowd laughs as Flash misfortunes. Flash pushes himself again this time. Peter throws it for his arm, which makes Flash flinch. Peter offers the ball again. Flash seems reluctant at first.
Alright, how about this?
Peter closes his eyes with his spare hand, offering the basketball to Flash. Flash, seemingly not convinced, Peter looks away. Having enough of Peter's nonsense, Flash takes the ball again, but it seems to be stuck in Peter's hand. Flash tries to forcibly pull the ball, but to no success. Having had enough of it, Flash dares Peter to stop him from reaching the goal. Alright, bring it! Come on, Parker! Peter happily accepts it and proceeds for the basket. Peter pushes Flash out of the way and does the super leap in slow motion. Peter manages to dunk the ball, but the backboard shatters and the basketball ring rips off from its place due to Peter's enhanced strength. Peter is pulled into the principal's office. Ben arrives and they both walk down the hall.
They're not gonna make us pay for the blackboard. You know that?
I don't care about the backboard. Was that true?
What?
I heard in there just now. Humiliate that boy?
Yeah, I did, but...
But what?
This guy deserved it.
He's the kid that hit you, is he?
Yeah, but...
All this is about getting even. So, I guess you must feel pretty good about yourself. Am I right or wrong?
Peter doesn't reply and looks down.
I thought so. Well, thanks to this little X-date of yours, I have to change shifts at work. Pick up me tonight at 9 o'clock. Understood? I understood.
Yes.
As they stand in the school hallway, Peter notices Gwen standing behind them.
Looks familiar.
Peter looks back and sees it's Gwen.
On your computer. Yeah. He's got you on his computer. I'm his probation officer. Don't forget Aunt May.
Okay.
Ben walks off and Peter laughs nervously as he turns to Gwen.
He is a character. He's my uncle. He's a pathological liar. And thought you're someone else.
Aw, man. You don't have me on your computer?
Yeah, I took a photo of the debate team, and you're in the debate team, so...
Right.
So, he must have seen, because I was touching up stuff.
You were touching up stuff?
I was... I'm not gonna answer that.
Did you get expelled?
No. I didn't get expelled. I got community servers. You wanna, I don't know,
Wanna what?
I don't know. Just, I don't know. We could, or we could do something else. Or we could...
Yeah?
Yeah?
Yeah, either one.
Really?
Sure.
Okay, good. Sounds good.
Cool.
Well, I can't right now.
Yeah, I know.
I'm so busy right now.
Me too.
But, maybe,
Just,
some other
time.
Okay. Alright.
Bye.
Peter watches Gwen and she walks down the hallway and she turns and smiles at him. Peter skateboards to an abandoned warehouse. As he skates, he begins to use his powers to enhance his tricks. The skateboard falls to the ground as he sticks to the wall. He begins to leap up some scaffolding. Noticing chains hanging from the ceiling, he takes a flying leap and grabs onto them, swinging from each wall of the warehouse to the other. Landing on a table, Peter looks up in appreciation of what he just did. Peter visits Connors at Oscorp Tower.
We have protein structure, our DNA, chromatography, transgenics testing, that's X-ray video, that's the only one on the planet. We have human line.
Peter notices an old piece of equipment in the lab.
I remember that. I've seen that before.
The Ganali device.
Yeah, I remember a picture of that in my dad's office.
The idea was so simple. You load it with an antigen. and it creates a cloud which can be dispersed over a neighborhood, even an entire city. Theoretically, you could cure polio in an afternoon.
That's incredible.
Well, others disagreed, what if you wanted to opt out? You can't run away from a cloud after all, so here it lies, gathering dust. What you see here is a computer model of a lizard. Many of these wonderful creatures are so brilliantly adaptive that they can regenerate entire limbs. You can imagine my envy. We're trying to harness this capability and transferring into our host subject, Freddy, three-legged mouse. Enter the algorithm now.
This is Peter's about to enter his father's algorithm into the computer. He gets a call from his uncle.
Do you need to take that?
Peter shakes his head and rejects the call.
Okay. Check. See what I'm trying to do?
Preempt the protein.
Preempt the immune response.
After several failed attempts for the mouse to regrow a limb, the finally declares the regeneration has been successful, and the mouse regenerates a leg.
Extraordinary. And thank you.
Connor shows Peter their live mouse test subjects.
Meet Fred and Wilma, our three-legged mouse.
Connor gives one of the mice to Peter.
Hey, buddy. I got you.
Okay, careful. Wouldn't want to inject you by mistake. Human trials aren't until next week.
Peter returns home late at night. He sees Uncle Ben sitting on the front porch.
Go here and an apology. Take time. Hey man, get in there and apologize.
Ben and Peter enter the house.
Oh, I'm sorry, Aunt May.
Honestly, you don't have to apologize to me.
Hell, he doesn't.
Ben!
Look, I'm sorry, Uncle Ben. I got distracted.
Oh, you got distracted?
Yeah.
Your aunt, my wife, had to walk 12 blocks alone in the middle of night and then wait in a deserted subway station because you got distracted.
Ben, sweetheart, honestly, I am completely capable of walking home by myself.
Not defend this boy.
I'm not defending him!
Or defending... Listen to me.
Yeah, go ahead.
You're a lot like your father. You really are, Peter. That's a good thing. But your father lived by a philosophy and a principle, really. He believed that if you could do good things for other people, you had a moral obligation to do those things. That is what is at stake here. Not a choice, responsibility.
That is nice. That's really great. That's well and good. So, where is he?
What?
Where is he? Where's my dad? He didn't think it was his responsibility to be here and tell me this himself?
Oh, come on, how dare you?
How dare me? How dare you?
Peter turns and walks out of the house in anger.
Where are you going? Peter, come back here, please!
Peter slams the front door, not realizing his own strength. The glass completely shatters. Peter runs off.
Ben, leave him alone for a little while. He'll be alright.
Ben goes after Peter, calling out his name. After his angry encounter with his uncle, Peter goes to the grocery store to buy chocolate milk.
That's 207.
Peter puts his money on the counter, but it's not.
It's 207.
Yeah, I know.
Here, you're holding up the line.
Peter takes pennies from the leave a penny, take a penny trade to make up the difference.
No, you can leave a penny, you can't take a penny.
What?
You can't leave a penny anytime. You have to spend $10 to take a penny. Store policy. You gonna pay? You're holding up my line.
I don't have 2 cents.
Can't afford your milk? Just step aside. What? Daddy give you enough milk money today?
It's 2 cents. We're talking about 2 cents here.
Just step aside, kid.
Peter's about to leave when he notices that the next customer deliberately knocks a bunch of stuff off the counter.
Really?
As the store clerk bends to collect the stuff off the floor, the customer grabs the cash from the till and tosses the chocolate milk that Peter couldn't buy to Peter before walking off. The store clerk goes after the thief and Peter watches him.
Hey, stop him. Somebody stop that guy. Hey, kid, a little help?
Not my policy.
Peter turns and walks off. On the other side of the street, Ben hears the store clerk yelling for help. After stumbling through the crowd, the thief trips and falls, dropping a gun out of his pocket. It skitters across the sidewalk. Ben tries to grab the gun at the same time the thief does. They tussle for a bit, but the thief ends up shooting Ben in the chest. Peter walks slowly to the dead body from across the street. He sees his uncle and begins to freak out, placing a hand on the bloody chest.
Uncle Ben?
He turns to people behind him.
Call the ambulance!
The blood begins to soak into Peter's hands as he bends down over his dead uncle. Peter watches as the police show Aunt May sketches of Ben's killer, identifying him as having a star tattoo on his wrist. Peter watches Aunt May breaks into tears. Peter, feeling guilty and miserable after his uncle's death, listens to the last voice message his uncle had ever left him.
Peter, I know things have been difficult lately. I'm sorry about that.
Peter crouches in the corner of his room and sobs. He cuts off the message. Cut to him morosely walking down the school hallway. Students get out of his way. Flash walks up to Peter at his locker. Hey, Parker?
Not today, Flash.
Hey, come on, man. I just want to talk. As Flash gives Peter a friendly pat on the back, suddenly Peter grabs Flash by the neck and holds him against the locker. Feels better, right? Look, your uncle died. I'm sorry. I get it. I'm sorry. Okay? Peter lets Flash go and begins crying. Peter nods his head, walks off, and runs into Gwen, who is watching all of this.
Peter.
She hugs Peter, but he just walks away. After carefully examining the police sketch, Peter begins to search for the thief that killed his uncle. He walks down a dark alley and sees a thug accosting a woman.
You like beating on girls? Like how you beating on old men?
Hey, pal. Just keep on walking. You're in the wrong place, buddy.
When's the last time you were in Queens?
Peter shoves the thug.
I asked you a question, man.
He begins to beat him up. More thugs arrive and attack Peter. Noticing the odds against him, Peter sprints away, with the thugs in hot pursuit. With the acrobatics of a spider, Peter leaps over a fence and begins to climb up a fire escape. He leaps to the opposite wall and begins to stick to the sheer surface, climbing up. As he reaches the roof, the brutes break through the door. Leaping away from them, he sees his real suspect. After beating him in a fight and shoving him off the building, he grabs the thug's hand and notices the absence of a wrist star tattoo. Walking away, Peter falls through a flimsy floor.
Know what you look like? You hear me? I've seen your face!
Peter looks around him and sees an old Mexican wrestling poster and decides to make himself a mask based on this. He sketches the mask in class. Back at home, he begins to sew. Peter later designs mechanical web shooters using industrial spider silk packets from Oscorp to accommodate first traversal. First test delivers an electric shock to Peter's finger. Second test made the cartridge release waves of webs stuck to Peter's face. Third try, Peter successfully shoots the web line and seems pleased with himself. Peter arrives at a rooftop, looking over the city skyline, and lifts himself to a standstill, till he can do so literally at the tips of his 2 fingers. Peter then jumps off the roof and screams to himself as he attempts to shoot a web line and web swing before crash landing on some dinner tables. Peter casually strolls off. Peter goes out on night patrol with a homemade police scanner to search for the criminal that matches the description of Uncle Ben's killer. Peter manages to capture some criminals, but they're still missing a star tattoo.
You got a description?
Well, no, he wears a mask.
A mask?
Yeah, most of his victims are suspects, some of them with serious rap sheets. They're calling it a vigilante.
Okay, he's not a vigilante, he's an anarchist.
Just in, Peter drops one of the criminals he's captured in the spiderweb in front of the police headquarters before swinging away. As Peter arrives at his room through the window, he starts searching online for costume possibilities.
Spandex. Spandex. Everything. Spandex.
At Midtown Science, we see 2 students looking over the footage from the day. Peter swings away from his headquarters.
Extraordinary velocity vector is a functioning of both mass and acceleration.
Oh, come on, you know better than anyone. The weight of the bob in any pendulum has no effect on swing speed.
It doesn't affect frequency, but it's totally a factor in the momentum.
We cut to a montage of Peter customizing a spandex suit. Peter weaving the Spidey logo, removing the lenses from his set of sunglasses, and applying them to his new Spidey mask. Peter readjusts his web shooters, and we see a first-person view of the all-new Amazing Spider-Man, jumping from rooftop to rooftop, till we see him web swing himself to a glass building. We see the reflection of his new suit. Spidey stands up tall, on top of the building, before he receives a phone call from Aunt May.
Hey, Aunt May. Yeah? Eggs? Organic, got it.
Later at night, a car pulls back into a parking lot. Then the driver leaves his car and locks it before moving on. Around the corner, a car thief approaches and breaks in with a code breaker, unlocking the car. The car thief tries to hotwire the car, but then we see Spider-Man sitting in the back seat, looking at him for a few seconds before coughing to catch the car thief's attention.
You know, in the future, if you're gonna sell cars, don't dress like a car thief, man.
What? Are you a cop?
Really? You seriously think I'm a cop? Come in skin tight blue and red suit? You know, you're got a mind of a true scholar, sir.
The car thief clambers out of the car.
I was going more for the guy who do the lunge. Good thinking, good thinking. Get the window, get out of the window. There you go, you got it.
As the car thief pulls a knife on Spidey.
Just let me go.
Is that a knife? Is that a real knife?
Spider-Man falls on his knees pretending to be afraid.
Yes, it's a real knife.
My weakness, it's small knives.
Just let me go.
Anything but knives!
Suddenly, Spidey shoots the web shooter, capturing the hand of the car thief holding the knife.
Oh, it's so simple. That was cool, man.
What the hell is this?
Oh, webbing I developed myself. I don't think you really want to know anymore right now.
Come on, let me go.
Spidey shoots his web shooter again, capturing the thief's other hand in a web.
Okay, 1 second.
Spider-Man pretends to sneeze and shoots another web, which lands in the middle of the thief's crotch.
Come on, let me go.
Spider-Man keeps shooting web at the thief.
Stop it, that isn't funny.
I mean, it's kind of funny.
Come on, help.
Shh.
Spider-Man shoots another web, which lands on the thief's mouth, shutting him up. As Spider-Man has the thief wrapped up in his web against the wall, he checks the thief's wrist for the star tattoo, but sees he hasn't got one.
This could have gone a lot worse. Now, hold still.
Spider-Man cuts a hole in the web across the thief's mouth so that he can breathe. At that moment, a cop arrives on his bike.
Oh, the boys in blue are here. I got him.
As the cop arrives, he points his gun at Spider-Man.
Freeze! You in the dikes! Don't move!
You serious?
Who are you?
No one seems to grab the concept of a mask.
Spider-Man moves towards the cop.
Freeze!
The cop starts shooting at Spider-Man, which Spidey easily dodges and grabs his gun.
I just did 80% of your job. Huh, this is how you repay me?
When the rest of the police arrive, Spider-Man leaps onto the highway, grabbing onto a truck. Leaping from the roof, he begins to swing from the roof of a covered bridge.
Watch out! I'm swinging here!
Captain Stacy arrives at the crime scene.
38 of New York's finest versus one guy in a unitard. Am I correct?
Peter turns up late at home and finds his aunt waiting up for him.
Where were you?
I was out.
Did you get the eggs?
Oh, nope. Forgot the eggs. I'm gonna go get it now.
No, you most certainly will not. Not at this hour.
Peter turns away from his aunt.
Look at me, Peter. Take off the damn hood and look at me.
Peter takes off his hood and turns to face his aunt, his face looking beat up.
Where do you go? Who does this to you?
Please go to sleep, Aunt May.
Please tell me.
Aunt May, please go to sleep.
I can't sleep. Don't you understand? I can't sleep. Peter, listen to me. Secrets have a cost. They're not for free. Not now, not ever.
Next scene at Oscorp Tower.
It's a miracle!
No, it's hard work and a promise, and it's a step closer to the primate.
But he doesn't have time for every little step.
Little?
I just think he can wait.
Well, he'll have to, unless he wants to be a lab rat.
That's not what I'm saying.
So what are you saying?
You have to start human trials, now.
No, I don't. And no, I won't.
Well, then he's going to die.
People die. Even Norman Osborn.
We're not finished.
Human trials? Where on earth are you going to find the people to volunteer?
I might think that veterans hospitals are a place to start.
You gotta be kidding me.
I don't think I am.
Connors turns to leave, but Ratha stops him by holding his amputated arm.
It's a little late for shock and indignation, Kurt. About 15 years late.
I've no idea what you're talking about.
Richard Parker wore it well, and you is a cheap suit, as it was then.
I have nothing to do with that.
Is that what you told his son, Peter?
I don't know what you're saying.
You don't know? Or you don't want to know?
Ratha turns to the mouse.
Right, Freddy?
Ratha walks out of Connor's office. The next day, Gwen catches Peter in the school hallway.
How's it going?
Where are you headed?
Monday. B-track.
It's Thursday.
It's Thursday?
What happened to your eye?
Oh, where?
Your eye, it looks bruised.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. Maybe I got a rash.
Pretty bad. Have you gone to the nurse?
Mm-hmm.
Do you like branzino?
Mm-hmm.
Like the fish?
Oh, no, yeah, I know.
Well, if you want, you can come to this address at 8 o'clock tonight. My mom's making branzino, so...
Gwen writes the address on a piece of paper and gives it to Peter.
Oh, it's apartment 2016. I didn't write that part down. I don't know why I didn't.
I'll remember it.
2016.
Gwen walks off to her class. Dr. Connors looks at his reflection, seeing it reflects his left arm as his missing right arm. Dr. Connors enters DNA chamber, filling his injector with the wizard serum to test on himself. Connors injects the serum into the stump of his arm and starts convulsing till he passes out. Later that evening, Peter shows up outside Gwen's bedroom window and knocks.
Hi! How did you get out there?
Fire escape. Your doorman's intimidating.
20 stories.
Yeah, it's alright.
Peter enters Gwen's room.
This is your room.
Yeah, this is my room.
Books, pictures? Oh, I got your mom these.
Peter takes out a bunch of broken-looking flowers from his backpack.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, they're beautiful, right?
They're beautiful.
They were nice.
No, they're beautiful.
I'm sorry.
No, it's impressive. They actually held together.
I'm gonna keep these.
Do you have your suit in there?
My suit?
For dinner? Are you gonna wear that? That's,
Gwen's dad, Captain Stacy, walks into her room.
You must be Peter.
Dad, this is Peter.
Nice to meet you, sir.
Peter goes to shake Captain Stacy's hand.
Nice to meet you. Dinner's ready. I hope you like Brazino.
Who doesn't?
Back at Oscorp Tower, Connors wakes up and he notices something blocking his movement. Connors sees what used to be a missing spot in his right arm replaced by a scale-looking cocoon. Connors attempts to remove the cocoon, which reveals to be his new arm. His real arm fully regenerated, and he becomes overjoyed. Connors tries to call Ratha.
Emma, it's Kurt. Is he there?
I'm afraid not, Doctor. The car's taking him to the Veterans Hospital in Brooklyn.
No, he can't, Emma. You have to stop him.
I would, but I always lose him when he's on the bridge. I'll make sure Dr. Ratha returns your call as soon as possible.
As Connor hangs up the phone, he starts to feel strange and falls. He takes a cab to catch up with Ratha. In the cab, Connor's right arm starts to grow scales and yells at the cab driver. Gwen whispers to Peter across the table.
Benzino. George, why don't you tell us about your day?
Yeah, Dad, did you catch that spider guy yet?
No, we didn't catch him, but we will. He's an amateur who's assaulting civilians in the dead of night. He's clumsy, he leaves clues, but still dangerous.
He's assaulting people? I'm not sure. I mean, I saw that video of him in the car thief, and I think most people would say he was providing a public service.
Most people would be wrong. If I wanted a car thief off the street, he'd already be off the street. Let me illuminate you. You see, the car thief was leading us to the people who run the entire operation. It's been a 6-month-long sting. It's called strategy. I'm sure you're aware of that term, strategy. You've probably heard about it in school.
Yeah?
Good.
Well, obviously, he didn't know you had a plan.
You seem to know an awful lot about this case. You know something we don't know? I mean, whose side are you on here?
I mean, well, I'm not on anyone's side. I saw a video on the internet.
Oh, you saw a video on the internet. Well then, case closed.
No, I'm just saying, if you watch the video, maybe send you a link. It looks like he's trying to help.
Yeah, sure. On the internet, he's been made out to look like some kind of masked hero or something.
No. I'm not saying he's a hero. I don't think he's a hero at all.
What are you trying to say?
I'm saying he's trying to help. But it looks like he's trying to do something that maybe the police can't.
Something the police can't?
I don't know.
What do you think we do all day? We just sit around eating donuts with thumbs up firmly permed up their asses?
George!
Up your what, Dad?
Is that what you think we do down here?
I think he stands for what you stand for, sir. Protecting innocent people from the bad guys.
I stand for law and order, son. That's what I stand for, okay? I wear a badge. This guy wears a mask like like an outlaw. He's hunting down a bunch of criminals that all look the same, like he's got some sort of personal vendetta. But he's not protecting innocent people, Mr. Parker.
Let's get some air, Peter.
He stands and turns to leave.
Dad, we need to talk.
Yes, we do.
Thank you for having me. I'm sorry if I insulted you. That was not my intention.
You're welcome.
Branzino was real good, Mrs. Stacy. Thank you.
You're welcome.
After the awkward family dinner, Gwen takes Peter to the roof.
Well, that was something.
I'm sorry. I thought he was gonna arrest me at one point.
Nah, I wouldn't have let him arrest you. What happened to your face?
I wanna tell you something.
Oh, okay.
I've been bitten.
So have I.
Okay. I gotta tell you this one thing. It's about the vigilante and the car thief, alright?
Oh, okay.
No. I don't want to talk about your dad. I want to talk about me, okay?
What about you?
I wish I could just... I can't. It's hard to say.
Just say.
No.
Say it.
Peter tries to find the right words to say to tell her the truth about himself.
What? What? What?
Peter shakes his head. Gwen, frustrated, turns and starts to walk up, but Peter stops her with his web shooter and pulls her to his arms. As Gwen realizes who he is, Peter kisses her. Helen walks to the roof, sees Peter and Gwen kissing one another.
Gwen? Your father wants you inside right away.
Gwen nods.
Okay. Gwen, I'm coming.
Gwen reluctantly moves away from Peter, back inside the apartment. Peter hears police sirens and jumps off the balcony to catch up with the cop cars. Gwen witnesses this in time to see Peter gone.
I'm in trouble.
Scene cuts to beneath the Williamsburg Bridge. A taxi crashed into one of the legs of the bridge with a huge hole behind it, as if something or someone's broken out of it. There's been a traffic jam occurred on the Williamsburg Bridge, Ratha's car being behind the traffic.
Please go and figure out what's going on Reflect.
Ratha's driver leaves the car to check out the sounds behind the jam, then a large panic occurs, resulting in Ratha's car being pushed to the side of the bridge, trapping him inside. Peter arrives at the top of the bridge, removing his clothes, revealing his Spidey suit. Seeing a giant monstrous figure causing havoc and throwing Ratha's car off the bridge, Spidey charges in, kicking the giant monster off its balance, shoots a web line to save the car just in time. Spidey gets ready to pursue the giant creature. Suddenly, a bystander on the bridge screams for help to save his boy from one of the trapped cars. Reluctantly, Spidey lets the monster go and swings to one of the cars that has the bystander's boy. Making it to the car, Spidey rips off the back window, but the boy continues to panic.
Hey, buddy, no, it's okay. It's all right.
After seeing him, the kid continues to panic. Spidey tries to calm him down by removing his mask.
Hey, look, just a normal guy, all right?
Spidey offers his mask to the boy.
Want to hold on to this?
The boy nods. Spidey throws his mask.
Hold my mask.
The boy catches the mask, inspecting it.
What's your name?
Peter notices the backpack and has the name Jack written on it.
Jack?
Yes.
Let's get you out of here.
Peter slowly enters the car.
Stay very still.
Alright.
I gotcha.
The gas from the car begins to leak. Peter holds Jack around his waist to unbuckle the seatbelt.
Look, I'm gonna undo the belt. You're gonna hold on. 1, 2, 3!
Peter unbuckles Jack's seatbelt.
You see how easy that was? You did a great job. Alright? Okay?
The car starts to light on fire, causing the web line to break. Peter shoots another web line, still holding onto the end of the car.
Jack, climb now!
I can.
Yes, you can! Put it on, the mask. It's gonna make you strong. Jack, trust me. Put it on.
Jack puts on the Spider-Man mask.
There you go. That's it. That's it, buddy. That's it. Now, climb. Come on, Jack.
Peter starts to lose his grip on the car. Jack attempts to climb out of the car.
Do me a favor, a little faster, okay, bud? You're doing great, bud. You're doing great. That's it. Keep it coming. Keep it coming.
Peter loses his grip on the car, but shoots another web line just in time to save Jack from falling to his demise and pulls him up safely. Peter, with his Spidey mask back on, gives Jack's father his son back. Peter looks at the two reunited, seeing before his eyes everything he has lost in life. Jack's father looks back at Spider-Man.
Who are you?
Spider-Man.
The day after the bridge incident, Captain Stacy addresses the news reporters. Peter watches this on the TV as he eats breakfast.
At approximately 9 p.m. last night, an incident took place on the Williamsburg Bridge. Much of what occurred is really speculation at this point. However, several eyewitnesses to the crime, as well as our own preliminary finding, we have positively placed one individual at the scene, which is why this morning I'm issuing an arrest warrant for the mass vigilante known as Spider-Man.
At school, Peter shows Gwen the spider that bit him.
It's so beautiful.
But it's got a bite, though.
Who else knows about this?
Just you.
Really?
Peter nods his head.
You don't believe what the police are saying, do you?
Of course not. Just Does it scare you, what you can do?
No.
What did that thing on the bridge look like?
Real big. Too big to be human.
You gotta lay low.
No. Can't do that.
But you've got to. I mean, why?
'Cause last night, those people on the bridge, whatever is attacking them, when it killed them, I gotta go after it.
That's not your job.
Maybe it is.
Peter tries to change the subject to lighten the mood.
I really like kissing you. You're an amazing kisser.
Well, it was good for me too.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Peter leans in to kiss Gwen. He quickly catches the football that's headed towards him in the field, hitting the football post, and everyone in the field watches in amazement. Peter goes to Connor's lab and finds the place looking empty as he picks up the serum injection from Connor's desk, and as he's looking at it, Connor enters the lab.
It's not nice to snoop. I gave everyone the week off.
Yeah.
Shouldn't you be at school?
No, I got a free track. I want to ask you a question. How would a predator track a reptile?
Oh, they don't. Most reptiles are at the top of their respective food chain, kings of their domain.
But they can have vulnerabilities, right?
Why the sudden interest in the cold-blooded?
Just asking a question. I got school stuff, biology profiles to do. So, because of the cold blood, would they react to sudden changes in temperature?
You'd have to catch one first. Did you know? There's a rumor of a new species in New York, beautiful, quite large.
What do you know about it? Have you seen it?
Well, it's not yet classified, but it can be aggressive, threatened.
Suddenly, Connor's neck begins to show signs of changing. Turns his face from Peter.
Are you alright?
Never been better, Peter. Never been better. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm afraid I'm gonna have to ask you to leave. I have a new project I'm working on, and I need to be alone.
Connors opens the door to his lab. Peter nods his head and walks out. Connors walks out with him.
Wonderful things are coming. Wonderful things.
Peter looks at Connor suspiciously as he leaves, and then Peter turns and sees the test mouse directed with serum has morphed into a lizard mouse.
Fred.
Peter goes to Stacy's office.
Mr. Parker, why are you not in school?
I got a free track.
Okay, well, I do not have a free track, so make your point quickly.
There may not be a dinosaur running around Manhattan, but there is something more dangerous, and I know who it is.
You know who it is?
Dr. Curtis Connors. He's a biochemist.
Of Oscorp?
That's right.
Okay, Dr. Curtis Connors, who's also my daughter's mentor, is that who you're talking about?
That's the one.
You know, recently Dr. Connors gave Gwen a glowing college recommendation. It was beautiful. I've read it. I cried. But you would have me believe that in his spare time, he's running around dressed up as a giant dinosaur.
Not dressing up, and is not a dinosaur. He has transformed himself into a giant lizard.
Let me ask you a question. Do I look like the mayor of Tokyo to you?
I'm telling you the absolute truth. This man has worked for his whole life on cross-species genetics. He has lost one arm, and he's trying to grow it back. But there is something imbalanced by the equation, and he's turning into a full lizard. He's using lizard DNA. He's dangerous, and he's playing on something horrific. I know.
Okay. Alright. I get it. Here's what we're gonna do. You're gonna go back to hanging out with the citizens of Tokyo, and I'm gonna go back to protecting the citizens of this fine and fair city of ours. Sergeant Butler, would you please escort Mr. Parker back to school?
Butler starts escorting Peter out.
Captain Stacy, I am not messing around. Just bring him in. Just call him in. You have to call him in. He is dangerous to everybody. Just please listen to me.
Butler pushes Parker out, and as Peter leaves, Captain Stacy turns to his colleague.
Jimmy, give me everything we have on Dr. Curtis Connors, okay? Right away.
Peter walks out of the police station. He notices little lizards crawling down into the sewer. Connors has set up a mini lab in the sewer and is recording himself on camera.
Subject, Dr. Curtis Connors. Current temperature, 89.7. Steady for 48 hours. Blood panels reveal lymphocyte and monocyte reading consistent with the subject's past. Clotting rate vastly improved. Marked enhancement in muscle response, strength, and elasticity.
Spidey goes down into the sewer and builds a giant web in the intersection of the tunnels. Cut back to Connors, continuing to talk into the camera.
Eyesight similarly improved. Subject no longer requires corrective lenses. This is no longer about curing illnesses. This is about finding perfection. In an attempt to regress regenerative relapse, dosage has been increased to 200 milligrams.
Connors injects himself with the serum and suddenly turns violent and knocks the camera out. Peter has set up a camera in the sewer tunnel and lies on his web to wait for Connors. He notices one of the web lines twitch slightly, so he puts back on his mask. A shadow emerges, revealing only a small, regular lizard. All web lines start to twitch except one. Spidey proceeds to fall in that web line's direction. The lizard finds Spider-Man and grabs hold of him.
You stopped me once. You won't stop me again. I'm getting stronger every day.
Suddenly, they break the giant web and fall underwater with Spidey escaping through a pipe that the lizard can't fall through.
Oh, that sucked.
As Peter's camera keeps taking pictures of the lizard, he notices the flash and grabs his camera. He sees that has the label, Property of Peter Parker.
Peter Parker.
Peter goes to Gwen's apartment and knocks on her bedroom window.
You should maybe consider coming in through the lobby. Also, my father is under the impression that you require psychiatric attention.
As Peter comes in through the window, Gwen notices that he's gashed across his chest from his fight with the lizard.
Oh, really?
Peter, what happened?
You should see the other guy. The other guy, in this instance, being a giant mutant lizard.
As Peter's in Gwen's room, Gwen hears her dad calling to her.
Hey, Gwen, honey, you want some cocoa? Howard's making some cocoa.
Gwen quickly goes to answer her father, and Peter tries to hide.
No, Dad, I do not want cocoa. Honestly, I'm 17 years old.
Okay, I just thought I remembered somebody saying last week that her fantasy was to live in a chocolate house.
Well, that's impractical.
Gwen shuts her door, then opens it again.
And fattening.
Gwen shuts her door again and turns to face Peter, who smiles at her.
Chocolate house?
Gwen rolls her eyes at Peter, then opens the door again. Captain Stacy is still outside the door.
Sorry, Dad.
It's good.
I can't, have cocoa right now because I'm working. I'm doing this, I have cramps.
Oh.
Yeah, I just feel kind of pukey and just sort of, I don't know, emotional.
Okay. Good.
Like, I keep crying. It's brutal. You don't want to know, trust me. It's, bad.
I got it.
Thanks, Daddy.
As Gwen tries to clean his chest wound, Peter tries to kiss her, but she stops him.
I know what this is.
What is it?
Every day, for as long as I can remember, my father has left every morning and put a badge on his chest, and strapped a gun to his hip. And every day, for as long as I can remember, I haven't known if he was gonna make it home.
Okay. I gotta stop him though. I have to. Because I created him.
What do you mean?
I gave him an equation that made all of this possible. Something my father had been working on, secretly. Now I realize why he kept it a secret. Gwen, this is my responsibility. I have to fix it.
Peter cups Gwen's cheek.
Hey, let's get out of here. Huh? Let's get out of here for a minute. Can we?
No.
Yes.
No. If my parents see me leaving, I'm dead.
They won't see you leaving.
They swing off through the city. Back in his sewer lab, Connors is morphed back into his human form and is thinking to himself.
Peter Parker.
Spider-Man. I'm not the one who needs help. There will be no more loneliest, no more outcasts. Species-wide distribution could enhance humanity on an evolutionary scale. One has to adapt to survive.
Connors speaks out loud.
Without changing likeness, I might be free to cast off flesh wherein I dwell confide.
Connor thinks again to himself.
Would you give it all up after all you know you can do?
Connors then takes the serum and injects himself a high dosage.
I can save them!
Connors starts transforming.
You're not gonna get away with my plan, Peter Parker!
The lizard makes his way into Midtown High via the bathrooms. The students run in terror and Peter tells Gwen to 1-2. Then they start fighting.
Nowhere to hide, Peter!
The lizard throws Peter through a wall and he concocts a makeshift bomb with the chemicals in the chemistry lab and throws it through the wall where Peter is.
All these souls, so lost and alone, I can save them. I can cure them. There's no need to stop me, Peter.
Peter throws one of his shoes at him and then Peter jumps out of the wall dressed in his Spider-Man costume and jumps on top of the lizard.
You're not thinking straight, Doc. Stop this! This isn't you! Let's talk this out!
As the lizard and Spidey continue to fight.
Alright, you don't want to talk?
Spidey shows a shot of web into the lizard's mouth to shut him up.
There you go.
The lizard easily gets rid of the web in his mouth, and as Spidey grabs hold of the tail, the lizard tries to get him off, but hits him hard against the wall several times.
Don't make me have to hurt you!
Spidey then yanks the lizard's tail off and gets thrown to the ground.
Ugh, disgusting.
The lizard's tail quickly regrows back as he walks towards Spidey. He's about to tear his head off, and suddenly Gwen hits him with a trophy.
Gwen!
As the lizard turns to Gwen, Spidey uses this opportunity to wrap the lizard in the web, trapping him. Spidey takes the trophy from Gwen and breaks the window with it. He turns to Gwen.
I'm gonna throw you out the window now.
What?
Spidey throws Gwen out the window and attaches the window to her waist, swinging her out.
Uh-oh, someone's been a bad lizard.
As they fight, they crash through the library wall. We see the librarian, Emily, in the library listening to classical music on headphones and totally unaware of Spidey and the lizard fighting in the background. After Spidey is knocked against the bookshelves, the lizard is nowhere to be seen. Following the trail of debris, Spidey finds the hole that the lizard created to enter the school. After the school attack, Gwen calls Peter as he's tracking the lizard in the sewer.
Hey,
Hey,
where are you?
I'm fine. I'm okay. I'm down the sewers. I'm tracking him down. I gotta stop him before he gets anyone hurt. But we need the antidote. Do you know how to run a serum?
Yeah, I do it at Oscorp all the time.
Great. Listen, I need you at Oscorp. I need you to access the cross-species files. It's a blue serum, vial 12389.
Okay, got it. On my way.
Peter finds Connor's lab in the sewer and turns on his computer, which has Connor's recordings of himself.
I spent my life as a scientist trying to create a world without weakness, without outcasts. I sought to create a stronger human being, but there's no such thing. Human beings are weak, pathetic, feeble-minded creatures. Why be human at all? We can be so much more. Faster, stronger, smarter. This is my gift to you.
As Peter listens to Connor's on the computer, he looks around and finds that Connor's plans to use the Ganali device at Oscorp to disperse a cloud of serum across the city, turning the entire New York population into lizards.
Oscorp.
As Captain Stacy gets on the helicopter to find the lizard.
The lizard's heading towards Canal Street Station.
What about Spider-Man?
He's inside the school.
I want that Spider-Man off the street.
In the helicopter, Captain Stacy listens to the radio as the officer updates him.
The lizard creature has released a biological agent. All efforts of stopping him have failed, and he is now proceeding north on 7th Avenue.
After finding out Connor's plans, Spidey calls Gwen.
Hey, where are you?
I'm in Oscorp.
You have to get out of there right now, okay?
But the antidote is cooking.
Oh, no. Connor is on his way. He's coming to you right now. He means to disperse it with a device. He's going to affect the whole city.
There's 8 minutes left.
You're going to wait there for 8 minutes after what I just told you? People are going to die. You leave right now. Listen, that is an order, okay?
I'm gonna get everybody out.
Do you hear what I... Gwen? Motherfucker, are you serious?
As Spidey is rushing to Oscorp, the police capture him with a stun gun bullet, and Spidey falls to the ground. SWAT handcuffs Spidey, and Captain Stacy pulls off his mask. But before anyone can see his face, Peter breaks free and fights off the SWAT officers. But Captain Stacy pulls his gun and shouts out,
Freeze! Down on the ground! Put your hands behind your head! Now!
The copter light shines on Peter as he's forced to turn around, revealing his face.
Parker.
He's headed to Oscorp, and your daughter's there right now.
Peter slowly walks towards Captain Stacy.
You gotta let me go.
Peter kneels to pick up his mask, puts it on, and runs off. One officer shoots at him.
Hold your fire!
Spidey gets shot in his leg and slows down as he's trying to get to Oscorp. The man whose son Spidey saved on the bridge watches him struggling on TV.
That's the same guy who saved my boy on the bridge.
A construction worker enters.
Sir, they're clearing us out. Something's bad going down at Medtown.
Hey, you still friends with Matthews, that crane operator at 6th Avenue?
Yeah?
Get him on the phone for me.
Cops are evacuating. Who the hell cares?
Get him on the phone for me.
Spidey, still struggling with the bullet in his web, leaps to the next building before falling into the fire escape. Spidey looks over the crowd of people running for safety. Jack's father organizes his construction workers to turn their cranes to form a framework for Spidey to swing towards Oscorp. Spidey manages to climb his way to the roof, but still feels the wound from his leg, so he uses his webs as a makeshift band-aid. A helicopter light shines onto Spidey. Seeing his determination to swing his way to Oscorp, with a clear path before him, Spidey begins to limp towards the edge, slowly beginning to run. Spidey leaps to the first crane he can swing from, but falls as the web couldn't reach the distance. At the last second, Jack's father saves Spidey just in time. Spidey swings successfully this time, making one web line to each crane, leading to Oscorp till he lands onto the last crane. Spidey sees the lizard on top of Oscorp Power. He makes his way and catapults himself onto the side of the building. Captain Stacy arrives just as Gwen runs out of the Oscorp building with the antidote.
Dad, I have to get this to Spider-Man.
Get in the car. Let's go.
No. I can stop the lizard.
Get in the car.
You don't understand.
I do. Your boyfriend is a man of many masks. I get it.
Captain Stacy takes the antidote in Gwen's hand.
Give me this. Get in the car.
Please make sure he's okay.
As the lizard has set up the Ganali device on top of Oscorp building to detonate the storm in 2 minutes, Spidey shows up and they start fighting. The lizard then gets a hold of Spidey, damaging his mechanical web shooters, rips his mask off, and starts to strangle him.
Poor Peter Parker. No mother, no father, no uncle, all alone.
Suddenly they hear the sound of a shotgun cocking.
He's not alone.
Captain Stacy shoots the tube at connecting to a tank of liquid nitrogen. Peter then uses the tube to freeze the lizard to slow his regeneration. Captain Stacy shoots the lizard, making him fall into the tank.
Hey, gift from Gwen.
Captain Stacy gives Peter the antidote.
I got this, Peter. Go.
As Peter sets off to get to the Ganali device, the lizard breaks out of the liquid nitrogen tank and impales Captain Stacy. As the lizard makes his way to the top of the tower, Peter manages to swap the serum with the antidote. It shoots to the sky and explodes into a giant cloud over the city. The lizard, turning back to his human form, falls off the tower and hits the pinnacle, which breaks off from the liquid nitrogen spillage. Peter falls, but was saved by Connors, grabbing him and pulling him to safety.
Captain!
Peter runs over to Captain Stacy, who is gravely wounded.
The lizard?
It's okay. We stopped him. Let's get you out of here.
Captain Stacy winces in pain as Peter tries to move him.
Hey, look at me. You're gonna stay with me. Help's on the way, okay?
You need to be gone when they get here, okay?
I'm not going anywhere.
I was wrong about you, Peter. The city needs you. Here.
Captain Stacy holds out Peter's mask.
You're gonna need this.
Peter takes his mask.
You're gonna make him enemies. People will get hurt. Sometimes the people closest to you. So I want you to promise me something, okay?
Peter nods his head.
Leave Gwen out of it. Promise me that.
Peter looks down.
Huh? Promise me?
Peter reluctantly nods his head.
Yes.
Captain Stacy closes his eyes as he dies. Peter cries and looks out onto the city. A newscaster on TV reports the aftermath of the events.
An eerie calm has set in over New York City. Apparently, some sort of aerosolized antidote was launched from Oscorp Tower, which seems to have countered the biotoxins. Residents of Lower Manhattan can rest peacefully, knowing that the alleged mastermind of this terror plot, Dr. Curtis Connors, is behind bars.
Peter returns home. Aunt May's shocked to see him look beaten and bruised. Peter pulls a carton of eggs out of his backpack and Aunt May hugs him.
Sweetheart, it's okay. It's alright.
Rough night?
It's gonna be alright.
At Captain Stacy's funeral, Peter hides on the roof of the church and watches from a distance. But Gwen senses something and looks up where Peter is, but sees nothing. Later, she turns up at Peter's house.
Where have you been?
Peter looks away, not answering. Gwen starts crying.
My father died. There was a funeral. They shot off rifles and they made speeches. 2 of my teachers showed up, and Flash showed up. Everyone was there but you.
Peter wipes away a tear from her face, but then stops and looks away.
I can't do this. I can't do this. I'm sorry.
What are you saying?
I can't see you anymore. I can't.
Gwen, looking upset, starts to walk away, then she stops, turns to face Peter.
He made you promise, didn't he? Stay away from me, so I'd be safe?
Peter doesn't answer, and Gwen walks off. After Gwen leaves, Peter returns inside.
A pretty girl.
Yeah, that's what Uncle Ben said.
Did you ask her out?
Peter shakes his head.
Why?
I can't.
Why?
I'm just no good for her.
Peter Parker, if there's one thing you are, it's good. Anyone has a problem with that can talk to me.
Peter listens to the voice message that his uncle left him before he died.
Peter, I know things have been difficult lately. I'm sorry about that. I think I know what you're feeling. Ever since you were a little boy, you've been living with so many unresolved things. We'll take it from an old man. Things send us down a road, make us who we are. And if anyone's destined for greatness, show the world your gifts. How to use them. Know that wherever they take you, we'll always be here. Come on home, Peter. You're my hero. Love you.
Back at school, Peter and Flash have become friends. Flash shows off his new Spider-Man t-shirt. Peter then shows up late to his English class.
Mr. Parker, tardy again?
Peter walks past Gwen and sits behind her.
Well, at least we can always count on you.
Sorry, Miss Ritter. It won't happen again. I promise.
Don't make promises you can't keep, Mr. Parker.
Peter whispers so that Gwen can hear.
Yeah, but those are the best kinds.
On hearing this, Gwen smiles to herself, and the scene cuts to the final shot of Spider-Man launching himself off the crane and swinging throughout the city.